Yo, what is up boys, how we doing today? In this video, me and my brother decide to race each other in a Celeste Lockout tournament, which consists of a best of 3 rounds. The winner will win bragging rights, and the loser has to cry themselves to sleep every night for an entire week. P.S. This is true, I can assure you the loser cried themselves to sleep for the past week. In 2 months. Anyways, if you've never played Celeste, it's a fast-paced 2D platformer in which the protagonist, Madeline, climbs a mountain, dodges obstacles, and collects strawberries to create her world-renowned strawberry pie. In this video, me and my brother race each other to fill up the bingo board that's given us random achievements we have to accomplish. For instance, the board may say to collect 40 strawberries. The first person who gets the achievement marks it and gets a point. First 13 points wins. Also, if you want to try out the mod we're using, link is in the description, so check it out, it's very fun. We both start our game and reveal the card given to us. I know the prologue by muscle memory, so I look at the board to figure out where the route will go while I play the prologue. Immediately, I notice the 40 berries achievement. This means I shouldn't try to pass up berries from the get-go. Since this achievement goes with the 40 berries, I go to get the 2 1-ups. Quickly realize how hard this is going to be after failing lots of times. And then this happens. Oh no. I finished chapter 1 at a staggering 5 minutes and 40 seconds, making a critical error. Did you catch the error? I accidentally skipped chapter 1 blue heart, therefore setting me back 1 blue heart out of 5 that I needed if my brother had gotten that blue heart, which is very likely. I go into chapter 2, Resurrections. Grab chapter 2A crystal heart. I then realized my mistake from earlier, so I quickly traveled to chapter 1 to grab the blue heart. This was a calculated risk on my part, being yes, it would take me a little while to get, but would work out if I could time it right. I then quickly nabbed 2A cassette tape, therefore unlocking B-side, but I don't immediately go into it, even though it's an objective, because I know my brother is not going to 2B anytime soon. Now we get to the reasons that this is a challenge for me. Number 1. Being that routing is so hard, like when I skipped 1A crystal. The next being that I cannot play the game. I then finish chapter 2 and head over to B-side, making mistake number 2. My brother is like me in that all he knows is how to play the any percent run. And in the any percent run, you never go to the B-sides. As for me, I also enjoy life, so I play the B-sides quite often. We both know that about each other, so he knows he's not going into 2B because he knows I'm going into 2B. So if I go to 2B early, as I'm in the middle of 2B, my brother marks the 15 berries and 3 winged berries achievement, making the score 1-2. 20 minutes into the game, I finished chapter 2B, making mistake number 3. Column 5, row 4 says, use 6 binoculars and B-sides. During 2B, I maybe used 2 binoculars at the most. I easily could have checked off this one if I had remembered the challenge before, but I spent so much unnecessary time in 2B. In the process of getting my second point, my brother gets another achievement, making the score 2-3. My brother then collects the achievement, all berries and elevator shaft, making the score 2-4. Now I'm ahead. I'm not feeling horrible about my position, but I'm definitely not feeling good. I've played the game for nearly 24 minutes and I've gotten 2 less points than my opponent and completed 2 A-sides. Yay! And if I wanted to come back from a losing position, I would need to do something. I noticed my brother had made a tiny boo-boo. He completed Huge Mess. I know it's because of the achievement, but he hasn't looked at the letter of Pico 8, which is located in Huge Mess. I do the first part of chapter 3 as fast as I can, hoping my opponent isn't bluffing, seeing how that's an actual strat used in this game. Bluffing that you don't have the achievement and then marking it as soon as your opponent is about to get it. Totally waste time from your opponent while you get to sit back and laugh at them. Now I want you to stop and think to yourself for a second. Imagine an adorable puppy dog. You love this puppy with all your human heart possibly can. Now as soon as you're about to adopt this beautiful dog, he gets sent to South Africa for his warm cries against the Middle East. This puppy that you adored is taken from you moments before you and your beloved can live happy lives together. Literally me for real. Like, on God. As I am 6 berries away from getting the goal that I've worked hard from the beginning, this happens.
39?
Yes!
Oh my
I
God.
wish I was joking.
You know, I was not thinking I should check that off immediately. It's also not something I was thinking I'd have to rush.
I don't think I explained this fully, but the reason that this hurt so bad was because I was seconds away from getting the 40 berries achievement, and my brother is now explaining that he didn't know that I was going for it. If he had just waited a couple more seconds to do it, then I would have that achievement. So that's why it hurts so bad. Not soon after that, my brother gets Presidential Suite Grabless, making the score 3-6. I am down 3 points now. I then quickly grab Chapter 3 Blue Heart and make my way to the end of the level, all while jamming out to this amazing song in the hardest part of the chapter. Thank you, Lena Rain, for making absolute bangers while I try not to throw myself off of a cliff. I then finish Chapter 3 at a whopping 10 minutes and 25 seconds. I skipped Chapter 4 in hopes of getting 5 hearts before my brother. Now you might be saying, hey, why does skipping Chapter 4 make you get 5 hearts faster? And here was my on-the-spot theory. I already have 3 hearts. If I can complete Chapter 5 B-side and then go to Chapter 4, get the heart, I will now have 5 hearts in total without having to finish Chapter 4, which I think is faster than doing the intended way, I think. I quickly grabbed Chapter 4 cassette tape, unlocking 4B. I finished the B-side in 7 minutes, but man, I always forget how challenging that room is. Like timing throwing Theo with the blocks is so hard for me for some reason. I then traveled back to Chapter 4 to collect what is mine.
You have something I want.
Anyways, I successfully get 5 hearts and finish Chapter 4. Before I can get the 5 hearts achievement, my brother immediately whips out all berries in 0 meters and 0 and 500 meter gems, making the score 4-8. I then get all old trail berries. I thought I had bested my brother, and yet another oopsie daisy on this part. But then this happened.
In your face! Oh, you skipped another one.
Oh, I didn't skip that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I wanted you to get that.
Okay, I feel bad now. My
I
bad.
wasn't gonna waste my time on that.
Not long after my fallen victory was it that my brother got the Summit cassette tape. And when I saw that the score was 5-9, I decided the round was over. There was no way I could win, so I conceded to give him the victory. Round 1 was complete. The score being 0, me, 1 to him. I decided to take a quick dinner break and come back after so I could have my comeback. As I was eating dinner, I decided to consult a legendary piece that would save me from my loss. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I then realized that I don't know how that relates to me. And then I hopped on a call with my brother and we began round 2. Started the same as last round, beginning a prologue trying to figure out the route that I will be taking for the opening match. Only this time I died twice before the first chapter of the game. Now before I show you the board, I want to give you a word that best describes this board. In this context, synergy can be defined as the interaction of 2 or more substance combined to produce a greater effect than the sum of the separate effects. Huh? What does that mean? An easier way of saying it is 1 + 1 = 3. Here's the board. 5 berries in 4 chapters. All berries in huge mess. 20 berries. And so on and so forth. This board therefore has a lot of synergy because you can go for 20 berries, with 5 being in 4 chapters, and immediately get 2 achievements. 1 + 1 is 3. I immediately saw this and decided to go 10 berries in 1A and 10 in 2A, which is 2 achievements immediately. My brother successfully got chapter 1A cassette tape, taking off an achievement. I finished 1A in 5 minutes and 45 seconds, and then head to 2A as fast as possible. I successfully get my 10 remaining berries less than 3 minutes later, ticking off 2 of the challenges, making the score 2-1. Let's go, baby. We're in the lead this time. I then talked to Theo in 2A, making one of my optional cutscenes in Theo. After I finished 2A, I head back to 1A to talk to Theo again and get my blue heart. Now, I did the exact same thing as I did in my previous race. This is simply a problem of not studying the card hard enough and rushing into the game very fast. It's very hard to overlook these kind of things. For instance, I wasted 3 entire minutes traveling back and finding the specific rooms Theo and the heart were in, when I could have gotten each one with almost no time waste. But we're all human, we all make mistakes, so that's why I shouldn't be blamed for my time off the East China Sea. Right? Sorry, I get off point, I was told by the federal government not to ever talk about what I did back in 1999 with the East China Sea. I fly into chapter 3 in the hopes of keeping my lead and not losing it. I then enter huge mess. A minute later, I head for the Crystal Heart. I then make my way to Elevator Shaft and then Presidential Suite, where I can get my next task done. I go forward a room or two and stun Mr. Oshiro 10 times. I finish 3A and go back to Elevator Shaft to talk to Theo because I forgot again. On my way to Theo, I look down at the board. I don't know when this happened, but apparently I'm down by a point now. I was in the lead by 2 last time I checked. So now I talk to Theo, making my all 4 Theo cutscenes, making the score 4-4, tie game. And by this time, we are both moving into Chapter 4. But first, it wouldn't be me doing a lockout if I didn't backtrack, but this isn't that bad. I go back into Chapter 2 very quickly to grab the Crystal Heart, which in all takes me about a minute, so not horrible timing, but not very optimal as well. Anyways, heading to Chapter 4. Now is the time when we start hitting the middle game. Most times when you hit the middle game, it forces you to rethink your direction of playing, which is based off of where you are versus where your opponent is and position-wise and all that stuff. I finish off 4 hearts achievement, getting 4A blue hearts, making the score 5-4. I then close out of the chapter and skip to Chapter 5 in hopes of getting 5A blue hearts to collect 2 more achievements under my belt, those being 5 blue hearts and 5 hearts. After getting far into the temple, I quickly realize I have no idea what I'm doing. I have not played this A-side in so long that I can't even remember where I have to go. I end up restarting to the middle of the chapter because I forgot I needed a key to progress further into the chapter. After much more wasting time, I decide to bite the bullet and just go to 4B, seeing as I already have the cassette for 4B. I won't be getting 2 achievements with just getting 1 heart, but we'll burn that bridge when we get there. While I'm switching between levels, I see that my opponent has collected 2 more achievements. By the time I finish 4B, that score settled to a losing of 5-6 points. I am very desperate at this point. Since I am in a losing position-wise and losing point-wise, I have to steal something from my brother. I finish 4B and skip all the way to the summit. But wait, why would you skip all the way to the summit if you're trying to steal something from your opponent? And wait, how do you steal something from your opponent in a bingo board? The reason I decided to head for the summit was because I thought one of my next tasks for my brother was going to be the 5 binoculars in summit. So my hope was to steal that task from him, forcing him to be in a worse position than I was, and now being equal in points wise. I quickly grabbed 5 binoculars from the summit and realized that from my brother's reaction, he is not going for the task anytime soon. So I just changed my direction of the game in order to snipe a task from him, when it turns out he had been playing me the entire time. I then have the brilliant idea to go to Reflections and do the B-side, which all in all will take me at least 20 minutes. This is a bad decision on so many parts, most of them being that there are no collectibles in 6A to help me win, and completing 6B will take me at least over 10 minutes. After I collect the cassette, I head over to Golden Ridge, where I look down at the board for the final time and see the score as 9 points to me and 12 points to my brother. I concede round 2, and my brother remains victorious once again. But this isn't over. We have decided to have a rematch in order to either restore my honor or fatally crush it. We'll have to see how that turns out. Anyway, thank you all for watching all the way to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It took me a very long time to set up. Okay, that's it. See y'all soon.